Support for the Takeover Lounge is provided by the Arts Foundation for Tucson and Southern Arizona, funded by the City of Tucson and Pima County, with additional support from the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona. Welcome to the Takeover Lounge.
Yo, what is up, everybody?
That was fucking.
Yo, we are here with Mr. Lando Chill himself. Yo, you love the intro? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no! You cut me off at all. Whoever dropped that beat at the beginning, man, who is that?
That's Lab Rats, I believe.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yo,
man,
we got Mr. Lando Chill himself up in this lounge tonight. How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling thankful to be here. Feeling live and in color. So feeling good.
Hey,
feeling good.
That's great to hear.
How y'all doing? Y'all look great. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
y'all.
Thank you, man. Any compliment I could get, I'll take. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said before, man. Let's go outside.
Facts. There you go. You see the Sox title going on, all that good stuff. Yeah. Before we kick it off, man, we got little announcements we wanted to get over real quick. We want to talk about Black Ren. We teamed up with Black Ren, Black Renaissance for February. We'll have a whole interviews with Black creators, Black entrepreneurs, all that for Black History Month, kicking us off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Sean Louis making that possible and reaching out to us. Yo, big shout out to him. What else do we have coming up? Oh, we had Mankind podcast came back and killed it with the Danny Foster interview. It's kind of ironic how that happened. We had Danny Foster on the Mankind podcast, and now we have Lando Chill up in here in the lounge today, which makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Drinking his tea, smoking his kush on a nice Friday evening. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get straight into this interview real quick, and Daniela's gonna kick it off like she usually does for us this Friday.
Hey.
Yes. So, Lando, this is a question that I saw today on social media. Do you think we love ourselves more in the virtual world and less in the real world, or vice versa?
That is a really good question. I think it's hard to speak on other people's experiences, but I mean, what I gathered to believe what we do from extrapolating from our own experience, especially like with the differences of online life versus versus offline life and how we cater to each of those. I think we do have an imbalance, and I feel like that imbalance moves every day. I think it's one of those things where one day we will cater to our offline life, where we will take time for ourselves, where we will, instead of doing the idea of self-care, self-care is truly self-care. So that is, taking time to meditate, taking time to journal, taking time to listen to your favorite music to put you in a good mood. And I think sometimes we do a good job of that. And I think other times we play at that, and we will be performative when it comes to quote unquote what self-care looks like or what self-care is. And I think that's really dangerous, because then that starts to, I think, put us in a cycle of a sort of like a placebo effect, right? Of anything being performative really being for the outward instead of for the inward. And so, yes, I think in some cases we do spend more time curating our outside life and in essence our window, right? Like we cater our window shopping. When people walk by our profile, when people walk by our online personas, it's kind of like at the mall, right? You want to be able to show off everything in that small little window of time that you have for that person walking by, those few seconds, a few seconds of scrolling by. And so, we want that to be a pizzazz so people stop by. But that isn't the end all be all. And our online personas can take hold and can create an imbalance. And we're not we're not perfect, right? We're fallible.
Right.
So with any, I think, sort of imbalance in life, it has to do with both self and both, you know, who you surround yourself with. And it's a combination of the two. So it's not all on one, but that awareness and then being cognizant of what you can do to create balance in your life is something that starts from the self, and you can't really buy it anywhere. You can't, you know, get that given to you. That's something that you have to find on your journey of life, on some real shit. So
Definitely. Yo, that's a great question. To start us off, wow.
That was a good one, huh?
It was great.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
good question.
And I love that answer. I feel like you hit everything on the nail with the hammer, all that good stuff. I like how you brought up performative self-care. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I feel like a lot of people preach self-care and they'll be like, yo, I just did yoga today, you know what I'm saying? And woo, woo, I feel so good. And then they post it and they sitting on their phone waiting for all these likes, all these comments. Oh, me too, yo, so good. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, take care of yourself. And I think it was a great question because we were talking about that in the backstage before we went live. We were just talking about how Lando was having a chill Friday, wasn't on social media. And I was telling him, yo, I've been on social media from Sunday night to tonight. Like that's what we do on Takeover. But I love having that answer. And you were like, yo, just take time for yourself, do what you got to do, and really just do what you got to do to take care of yourself. And I love that. I love that a lot.
It's a balance. It's a real balance. And I think a lot of people, maybe not a lot of people, but I think some of us always want to strive for that perfection. And there's nothing wrong with it. But I think when striving for perfection, you have to give yourself grace to fail. And I think that, you know, every day is going to be a struggle. And so when you have the grace to fail, then you have the ability to also dust yourself off and get back up and try again. And
Definitely.
you know what I'm saying? Want to be that better person for self, because in the end, the only person you end up lying to is yourself. And that's something that I don't know. I think we all come to a certain realization at a certain age. But I think sort of, I guess, eradicating sort of performative actions as well as the need for outward validation, the older we get, is tougher, you know, as social media and as we become more entwined with socially constructed, I guess, societal hierarchies when it comes to online media, when it comes to social media, when it comes to all that, you know, blue checks, green beans on Clubhouse. I mean, you got every different thing that you can create as a hierarchy to create levels to this shit, you know.
Definitely.
When in actuality we are all fighting against the same people or conglomerate for the same things.
Right.
Interesting.
I like that. That's real interesting. And I want to know how long did it take you to get to that point in your life to be like, you know what? Like, I come before anybody else. I don't need approval from anybody or anything. I don't care about my rankings, so to speak. Like, what made you get to that point, or how did you get to that point?
Shit, I'm not even front, man. I'm there and not there. Every day of every week, of every month, of every year. It's not something that like can be achieved, and you know, it's an achievement you put on, you know, the Xbox achievement screen where you keep it. It's not like that. It's like attainable, but you have to hold on to it, right?
Definitely.
And so I feel like some days are better than others, and I think drowning out the sound, knowing where your self-worth is, knowing that, you know, it's interesting. So the biggest thing I've really learned over the past like month and a half, and it should be kind of a no-brainer to everybody, is hard work, right? How do you get to be the person who you want to be and where you want to be? You know, shit's not gonna get handed to you. Just because you have raw talent don't mean someone's gonna see it and be like, yeah, nah, we have to fuck with you forever and like spoon feed you and whatnot. No, like listening to certain people on Clubhouse, listening to certain people who are where I want to be as far as in the entertainment industry, in the music industry, in social justice, they blood, sweat, and tears 10,000 hours to the point where it was 5 years down the line and they didn't know if they were going to make it, but they continued. And so perseverance, as well as that continuous hard work, will get anywhere where they need to go and where they were supposed to be. That might not be the expectation that you have inside, but I mean, that was where you're supposed to be. And only you can be cool with what you did because you gave it your all. And so that's something I learned. I was like, damn, like I really am. And I say this all the time, like, I really am the God of my own existence. Like, we are the gods of our own existence in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have power. The greatest lie one has ever believed is that they're not in control of their own fate. And so with that said power, I think comes that sort of, I'm gonna take back the power, right? And I'm gonna take it back and I'm going to move forward with it. But I think also with that lack of grace we have to fail, and that lack of I think the kind of brevity we have when it comes to like failure and like the idea of success and comparing it to someone else and in one industry and having to sort of compete in this way, especially in this capitalistic free market society, which really isn't a free market. I mean, we become inundated with shit we have to be and who we have to be and how fast we have to do it. And stepping back and being like, damn, like I'm on my own timeline. And if I put in the fucking work, I will get to where I need to be. Then you can sit back and going back to your original question, you can sit back and be okay with, damn, okay, I am where I am and I am good with it because I gave it my all and I'm continuing to give it my all. So, you know, it's, long story short, it's a daily process. Long story short, it's not something that you know, you keep. Once you have it the first time, you have to attain it and then maintain it. And so
Definitely.
Yeah. Attain and maintain.
Attain and maintain. We're gonna get that right there. I'm just gonna pop it right there. You're gonna see it right there. But I love talking about that because I feel like a lot of artists and a lot of musicians. I mean, those of you that don't know, Lando Chill is an amazing, awesome, talented artist. By the way, I mean, I forgot to mention that he's just not a philanthropist. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's really out here, you know, making music and really doing all that good, speaking well and doing all that. You know what I mean?
Like Santa on, you know,
right there, bam. You know what I'm saying? Lando Chill is out here. But social media as an artist, bad thing or good thing?
Oh, I mean, it's a good thing, but I mean, I think with anything in life, it can be bad and good. I think everything in life has a sort of dualistic quality that we only see when it fits our narrative. But you know, you can have too much sun, right? You can have too much water. You know, you can have too much attention.
Definitely.
You can have too much, a lot. And so, social media is it's good because it is free as far as quote unquote advertising. In a way, you can use someone else's platform that you don't have to pay for to further your brand, but understand that it is their platform, and so they get to control how you move about it and who gets to see you on that platform. And so knowing the difference between, you know, renting fans and then like truly owning fans is something that social media I think is a gray area for some, but it's very matter of fact for others. And I think when we all get on the side of being matter of fact to understanding that we don't own Instagram, we don't own Snapchat, we lost the boat, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to being able to do that. So we have to understand where we can own our spaces, how we can monetize our spaces best, and where we can allow for the access, you know, that gives us the power and that gives us the true, I guess the true, like, one-on-one with the fan, you know, the true making a lifelong fan, so that you have 100 people in each city you can count on for a ticket, which means you can become a sustainable artist when it comes to merch, when it comes to performance, when it comes to a street team, you know, when it comes to word of mouth, sharing playlists. I mean, like, that is exactly what we're looking for and I'm looking for as an independent artist. And I really hope, for the sake of music and for the sake of independent art, that a lot of artists start to look with that model and toward that model. You know, we don't own these platforms. We just rent these fans until we get their email, until we get them on our subscription list. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to get them on our website. So then they pay passersby, you know?
Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that a lot.
It's real. It's real. It's real. And you know, it sucks to think that we don't truly like own our platforms to the extent in which we think we do. Because like they can just take this shit and be like, oops.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yank, yank. Uh-oh. You know, especially like I got this blue check, they gonna yank, yank and take that away from me. I'm all right, well, whatever. But in our world, that's like that's an end into a door. You don't know how many times, you know what I'm saying? Like someone been like, oh yeah, you verified? I'll bet. You know, instant follow me back for sure.
Wow.
Like, well, like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's like you at the club, right? You know what I'm saying? In Vegas. And you got and you know how them clubs be in Vegas. You got all your girlfriends, you know what I'm saying? All your girlfriends chilling. And you go to the club, ding, 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 and you going past everybody in the line, you know, and them niggas like salty, like, he got all his girlfriend, you know, you get to the front, bing, bing, you go right on through. That's how it is. That blue check on any platform that we don't own these fucking platforms.
Right.
We don't own it. And so this hierarchy they create, we try to maintain inside and outside of that zone. So motherfuckers who got blue checks online think this shit in the real world, and they don't know jack shit, and they get exposed when it comes to bad takes, when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to talent. Like,
definitely
insane. Like, the game is fucking rigged. These labels are paying these blue check people to drop music, to share dance moves, to get it's all a game. And so it's the hierarchy they create and the platforms they maintain. We're just running them. And so, long story short, we have to get our own and find our own.
Definitely.
So, yeah. Wrong rant, my bad.
No, hey, this is what this is for. I mean, if any artist is listening right now, I hope you got a pen and paper. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's an Apple pen or if it's a regular pen, get your pen and paper, bro.
Okay.
Take the notes. These gems, man. I feel like we should have charged you to have you on this interview because I feel like, geez, you're dropping so much gems. We gotta pay you for this interview, actually. Golly.
Oh, yo, and honestly, all this shit is information that like is free. I open source, right? So Google, you know, you have books,
right?
Don't know about. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you can curse on this show.
No, you definitely can. Go ahead.
People, sorry, I'm not called motherfuckers. People forget that there is long form writing called zines and books that you can read and get information from, and lo and behold, you can take notes and write in the actual book.
Right.
It's crazy. You can get you something called a highlighter. Damn, man, this wonders. You need copy and paste in real life. Nigga, get you a highlighter.
You like how y'all all these items right here,
bro? Hey, when I talk about how serious I am about my shit, I got all my stuff.
Wow.
You know, got all my stuff as far as my ideas. Got all my tea, my kush, and then I got my info. Got the books I be referencing. You know, I got all my stuff at the palm of my hand when it comes to working. You know, and I was sharing this book with somebody recently, how to make it in the new music business.
Oh yes. On
Hairstand. That's one of the books I bought when I first moved to LA. That and Donald Passman's book. Grab y'all that shit, please. They give us information out here, and we have to be able to take it and use it for our advantage so that we can create a better, not only platform, but a better culture. Because, man, they are stealing this shit from us. They are stealing it from us. And they're taking that shit, and you got people like Young Lean and whomever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, coming out, and they become the face of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They become the face when the face was, you know, Africa Bambaataa. You know, the face would be like, and not that face can't change and be more eclectic over time, but there has to be some sort of reverence and awareness and history lesson that everybody a part of the culture that benefits off the culture should know and like learn and have. And I'm not gonna say I'm the hip hop historian. I remember Pike, shout out to Pike Romero, was one of the OGs who him and JB, who I'm on tour with, who I'm chopping it up with, and I'm getting all this info, all this love, all this knowledge. And it's like, man, I thought I knew shit until I'm sitting with Pike and he's telling me, you know, who produced this and how this and the super groups back then, how it's like, whoa.
Facts.
So, I feel as though we have to we got to reclaim some shit.
Yeah, definitely.
We have to reclaim our time and our culture and our place in it. And that goes for all of us,
Yeah.
So
I agree.
For some of us, it's get that knowledge up, and for some of us, it's open that door and step the fuck out the way.
Definitely. That's exactly how I feel about some of these media personalities. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, first of all, how you gonna give like Adam 22 a platform to talk about? Daniela knows this, by the way, that I have like a huge not hatred. I just have a huge dislike for Adam 22 and how we gave him that platform. Not even we. I'm gonna say people gave him that platform. You know what I mean?
Yo, man, we got to stop listening to these white takes from white media when it comes to like culture that they don't know shit about.
Definitely.
There's some people who are born into hip hop, right? I mean, and I can think about like a few people like MC Search or like LP. There's some people who are born into hip hop. Eminem, of course. I mean,
definitely.
Alchemist, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're born into hip hop. And then there are people who helped create hip hop, Rick Rubin, you know what I'm saying? Like so you have people who are white who have been there in the genesis and have a place and time within hip hop. But I think that with any sort of power structure, with any sort of power dynamic, with any shifting of a narrative that sort of disallows for the self and for the Black and people of color to carve out a place and to carve out a spectrum of self so that we are just not seen as, quote unquote, mumble rappers or this or that.
Right.
We have to be able to, I think, step back and realize that we're at an inflection point in a place in time, not only in society, but within our culture, within music, that the 400-year curse is over, right? Like Black folk and people of color we are ascending. And so in this ascension, we have to understand that, that high tide floats all boats, but understand that a lot of people's boats ain't got holes in it. And so y'all both got holes in it. Make sure you come swoop over when we sinking.
Right.
Help us build another boat. Or help us get the water out of our boat so that we can keep pushing, and or stop hoarding material so that we can build our own boat so that we can float when the flood comes. And that's real. And it goes for things like 360 deals. It goes for taking publishing, controlling masters in perpetuity. Things in the industry that disallow for Black and person of color independence when it comes to after, quote unquote, your career is over, or having the longevity within the culture, because like we are the culture. But what you mean? We got Wayne selling Nicki and Drake masters for how much money?
Right.
That's a fraction of what they cost and what they did for the culture, right? Like when you got people selling their albums for 2-5 racks, like I've done, and then like. Now the label got it forever, because I'm trying to make some bread for me moving on in life.
Right.
But now the catalog for a white label owner to be able to put a little check in his back pocket and keep it pushing, not giving no shit. You know what I'm saying? So like we have to take it back, and we have to reclaim our time and our space and understand how powerful we are, and understand that the knowledge is here. And we can't be on no crabs in a bucket type shit. Like it's like we're beyond that. When we have to be beyond that, not only as Black folk, not only as along the gender diaspora, along the African diaspora, along us as people of color, along us as queer, trans, binary folk. You know what I'm saying? As far as my indigenous folk, shout out to us. You know, like we like it's like on some Fred Hampton type shit.
Yes.
Really, really.
Yes. Yes.
Possible. I promise it's possible. I'm and some days, you know, I feel really pessimistic about it, you know, just because I'll see some bullshit online, you know, some prejudice online, or I'll read, you know, some shit. But understanding that we are in a consciousness shift toward a reckoning in self and a reckoning of others, and how we see ourselves and how we can either maintain the same or work to be different. And I see that shit in a lot of my and I see that shit in a lot of my faults. I see that shit in a lot of how I can change to be a better person. And you know, each one teach one, right? We can only do it by example. And I'm not going to say that I'm the best example, and I'm not going to sit here and say I will be the best example, you know, a month from now. But I am striving toward that, and I know that I will achieve that just because that is how I have to think about things, you know. Because I think we all have that little voice in the back of our head, some louder than others, that, you know, really tell you, man, you know, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna do that. No. Why even try?
Right.
So yeah, and that goes back to that self-worth thing we talked about. That goes back to social media and being able to protect yourself and understanding that it is not all a competition, even though we are bred to be a competitive people, you know. Not only as people of color, because we have to be twice as better, but just in an American capitalist society, you know, where it's a free market. All right, cool. Well, you got all these people doing the same shit. How can I do it better? You know, oh, let me steal an idea, or let me take down their idea. I mean, Edison and Tesla could have been both at the same time, right? But nah, had to be yank. Nah, let me grab your shit. Let me fuck you up. Oh wait, hold on. Free market. Labor. Oh, what you mean? Oh, you mean we can just steal some people from over here and then start dropping them off all over the slave triangle? And all these countries in the EU get to parcel out pieces of Africa and then dominate over the shit, and then and hold on, and then create an empire called America. Hold on, wait, and what? And then 40 years of chattel slavery off the free? Off the free of us? Hold on. Wait, hold on. And then they call it a free market. Man, fuck that bullshit. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? No.
Oh man.
All the monopolies we're going through. It's like, hold on. When it even comes to platforms, social media, bro. Instagram, Facebook, same company, right? Periscope, Twitter, same company. And then they start to do the same shit, right? Reels, fleets.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Snapchat, all same shit. What's going on?
Right?
It's not a monopoly on ideas and culture.
Yo, what? This man, everybody's been saying it, but you've been spitting. Wow. I love that whole 30 minutes that we just had. That is solid. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, artists, if you're watching, you're listening, wherever you're at, please just take some notes, man. And find yourself a book. You know what I'm saying? There's knowledge, free knowledge out here. Like Lando was saying, there's free knowledge out here. You just got to find it. You know what I'm saying? Got Google. I mean, you can do that. You know, you got to use that.
Please do. Please go. Please, but then also have the ability to discern, right? So that means critically think, right? If you read something, all right, and you're like, damn, do I believe this? Or maybe should I look up 2 or 3 more articles that say that either refute or verify it? And then how reputable are those articles and sites I'm on, and the people who I am reading their information they're giving me, right?
Right.
It can sound all good. It can sound scientific as fuck until you look at that dude's PhD and realize that you got it from a community college that don't exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So discernment, critical thinking.
Facts. Speaking of critical thinking, shout out to ASU for that one class. I feel like I learned so much for that one class. And then after that, I just dropped out. But critical thinking, man, that was a good class. I feel like every student should take that class, or even every person should just take a critical thinking class. I feel like that's just helped me throughout my journey in doing this media stuff is just, like you said, learning to be discerning and learning to use it, you know what I'm saying, and looking for verification, looking for things to refute, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot of BS out there on the internet, you know, don't get it twisted. And I think that's why I had to stop messing with Clubhouse for a minute, because there were so many fake actors, you know what I'm saying, they were so good at, I mean, there's so many memes about it, but I feel like there's some people that are like, yo, I saw Beyonce walking across the street and the bodyguard pushed me out the way, so I'm connected to Beyonce in a way, so shoot me $400 and I'll give her your song. And it's like, yo, what?
Yeah, it's
hello.
And see, and that's the thing about spaces like that, right? You know, you're always going to have the spectrum of people who you know, move with positive intent, and people that don't move with positive intent and that are really on, you know, trying to up their frequency while, you know, zapping other people's energy and scamming and shit. And so that's a level of discernment. But, you know, that's the thing with social media, and that's the thing with energy, right? You have the ability to tap into energy and people from all over the world, from all walks of life. So, but you sometimes, you know, because of that barrier of the phone or the camera, you know, you don't know what kind of energy you're tapping into and what kind of portal or what kind of, you know, space you're opening up for yourself. And, you know, motherfuckers, they start to get affected by some of the shit that people say, people do. And, you know, I think we're all sensitive. So to a certain extent, you know, some shit's going to affect us. But when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to, you know, misinformation, you know what I'm saying? You got 70 damn near million people that voted for the wrong motherfucker. Right? And both of them suck. Like, let's you know, let's not get twisted. But we can't play the game of picking, you know, between you know, two evils just because, you know, we feel as though we have the educational knowledge and like the access and privilege to, you know, even fathom that. Because you got a lot of people who are dying because motherfuckers picked Donald ugly ass Cheeto man Trump the first time around. So and not even picked because he won he won the majority of the vote either. So the electoral college system is broken regardless. So let's not get that twisted either. But damn, what was the train of thought? Damn, I knew that.
No, I like that. I like that. Just, we'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I don't even, we don't even get him. Yeah,
we ain't gonna get him that. Nah, we ain't. Nope, we done with that.
Because I know it's gonna be another topic. And it's gonna be 30 minutes on that. And let me I get started. I get too hard.
I love it. I love it.
Come shut us down and shit, man. They gonna do it. But yeah, Clubhouse, man. Just keep your blinders on. Keep your you know, the blue blocker set and watch your energy. Because I definitely recently learned, not learned, but just was reminded of, and then continue to be reminded of over these past 6 months. So
definitely,
yeah, I appreciate that, Jeremy. Jay
Bailey up in here, active.
Dang, man, y'all can see a little comment. I can see a little bit of the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang, that's love.
Facts.
That's love. Damn, but yeah. So what's I guess I'll be doing some new music soon. I guess I gotta tell y'all about that. Huh?
I didn't even have to pry for that one. I was hoping Daniela would ask him about another question, but I don't even have to pry for this one. Go ahead. I'm not going to
go for it, Lando.
I want to hear that.
I guess I should tell y'all got a new song dropping. Might be January 26th. Probably gonna be January 26th, my birthday. Kobe Day. So you know, just look out for that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna drop a little maybe. Yeah, the title's called No Kings.
Okay.
No Kings.
I'm excited for this one. I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah. It's definitely like it's produced by the homie Calvin Valentine. Yeah. He produced some on the South Side. My last single I released, and just getting worked up for some stuff later on this year. So you know,
that was August, right? When you dropped Summer in the South Side.
Yeah. That was
been a minute.
August or September, I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we
Man.
got some new Lando coming in January.
Oh yeah,
And then you were with Danny Foster on the new song.
Yes, that was the first offering of 2021. But yeah, you gonna get new Lando every month. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, you're gonna get new Lando.
No,
every
we getting all the exclusives over here, man.
Yeah. Oh, hey, y'all, hey, where best to do it than to do it with the homies, T-Town 520. You know, I mean the intro, the whole vibe, I mean,
love.
yo, it's only right. And I would not be here without Tucson. And let that be known. I would not be here without a lot of people who, you know, make Tucson and continue who make Tucson what it is. You know, shout out to Jivin, even though I don't really talk to him that much anymore. You know, shout out to Jivin and Pike, you know, Marley, OG's Swindo, you know.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Swindo the homie. Swindo put me on. Swindo gave me my first show.
Really?
And, yeah. Little known fact. Swindo gave me my first show. It was at Club 4th Ave. We're on, I think, 36th and is that Park or 36th Park is where that's at, or 6th and 36? Where's that at?
Yeah.
No, 4th Ave and 36.
4th Ave.
Yep. It was yeah, I think it was that dude who dropped that Sky High song, or he passed away, I think, actually.
Did he really?
Yeah, the dude who headlined it. But yeah, that was my first show. Man, yeah.
First show ever, or just first show in Tucson?
Bro, that was I believe that was my first show ever.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like my first show where they put me on the little
flyer
headline thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. First show ever. So
that's crazy. What year was that? What year was that at?
Oh shit! What year? Was that 2014 or 2015? I believe it was like maybe 2014. I'm gonna have to find the let me look for the flyer. I think it's somewhere on my Oh,
you're gonna pull it up right now. Okay, we on it.
It's somewhere on my I don't know how to pull up archive posts on your on the Insta and shit. It's somewhere it's hidden, bro. It's hidden. Maybe it's on one of my photos early on. But yeah, that was my first show. And then, oh, yep, here it is.
Oh, you found it like that,
bro. Hey, dude, the 520 Hard Hitters Live Hip Hop Showcase. J High. Y'all remember J High?
Wow.
Yep. That was, when was that? I don't know if y'all can read that. There it is. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yep. Friday, June 20th. When is that? I can't even see the date.
I can't.
Yep. Oh, and there I am at the bottom. You see me? Lando Chill.
I see you right there.
Yep.
June 20th.
That's amazing. First show ever.
First ever. 2014. June 20th, 2014.
In Tucson.
Yes, that's sir.
Amazing. Amazing.
Weird as hell. I love how shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the best first show I could have ever played. You know, like you know you're about it when you have to put yourself out there, right? And it was one of those places where I don't know if y'all know Club 4th Ave, right? I mean, yeah. It's like it's the older crowd. You got like know. Youngest people in there is probably gonna be like, you know, early 30s, late 20s, even like old school. You know, you got lowriders outside. You got it's
Guillermo's right there, caddy corner,
exactly,
all that.
Exactly. So when you come up in there, you know, you gotta come correct, just because like it's just a lot of old heads in there, and they run up with the old head mentality. So it's like if you act like you belong there, they ain't gonna trip on you. You know, if you step on the line, all right. But like if you act like you belong there and you can hold your own, then like they'll respect you. And it was like, all right, well, I'm finna play, you know, these songs about that I wrote for my dead dad, and you know, I'm like, well, shit, you know, fuck it. If this ain't the leap of faith I'm taking, you know, for what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing in this life and my purpose, you know, this is gonna be the leap of faith. And so I get up on that stage and everybody sitting down, chilling, bro. You know, they ain't the seats posted up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the first songs come on, and I'm rapping, I'm getting it, you know, from Marcus Son. They start to bumping. They start to, you know, and then the ladies get up and they start to, you know, the dancing by the homies at the table and shit.
Right.
You know, and that's when and by the end, when I'm doing early in the morning, everybody up dancing.
Wow.
Everybody dancing. And that's how I realized that not only one, I am made for this, but two, that music is a universal language. And if you speak it in such a way that hits you right here, regardless of who you are, you will be successful.
Facts.
So
All facts. Amazing. Yo, we usually take a break right here, but we didn't film a couch this week because we're re-upping for season 2 of the couch. But we do got announcements, another announcement to make. Yo, we're affiliates of Yale. If you don't know who Yale is a company driven to help students get out of debt and to help them prevent college debt, student debt. So definitely tap in with them. You can use promo code Takeover and you get $25 automatically just for signing up. Daniela was special and she got $50, right? Was it Daniela or was it my girlfriend who got $50?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did too. Cool. So definitely sign up. You get $50. It goes straight into your student. It goes straight into your student account, university account. So you can spend that on books, on housing, on whatever you need, all college. Definitely do that thing. It's called yale.co.com or wait, .com. No, yale.co. No com. .co. Yeah. So definitely tap in with them, man. They're definitely looking out for y'all. And any other announcements? So before we continue with Mr. Lando Chill himself, we had a great 30 minutes just talking about artistry, we're talking about self-care, we're talking about Clubhouse, we're talking about all that good stuff.
Yo,
but now it's gonna
shout out to the homie Fonz. That's the
Fonz
homie
up here.
Yo, all love. Go watch his TikToks, man. That nigga hilarious.
Fonz kills it on TikTok.
Yo, he does. Yo, and right fast. Shout out to Ruben, always showing love. Appreciate you, my G.
Yes.
You know. Oh, hey, I see you, Ruben. Appreciate you. But yo, Fonz, that dude, and you talking about a dude for the community, somebody who like I feel like will be not necessarily. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the whole old heads, Fonz. Ain't nothing wrong with the whole heads, but someone who I feel like will be a pillar in the community, and I think would be a great, hopefully later on in life, mayor of Tucson. You know,
wow. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
I mean, hey, I'm putting that in the universe. I'm telling the future right now. So Fonz, hey, you can be there, bro. You can be the mayor.
Like, hold up. Fonz for mayor, bro. We with it. I'm with it.
Mayor Fonz, bro. Let's do it.
Cool. Let's get into the second half of this interview. Talking more about Lando Chill himself.
Yeah. So, Lando, you went to U of A. So what was your experience and what was your degree in?
What did I get a degree in?
Mm-hmm.
I never graduated. That is the one of the one things in life. It's not like I regret it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So college for me was, it was an incredible experience, but also a very taxing experience and a very trying and dangerous. And like college was incredible, and the University of Arizona was incredible to me. And it definitely had its pitfalls, and a lot of them were, very much, I think, a product of racism, and I think a product of ignorance as well. But when you move throughout, predominantly white spaces, you kind of have to come with that expectation, and that's not something I had ever had when coming to the University of Arizona. Like when I went to the U, I had never been to Tucson really before. I never, okay, fine. So I ain't gonna hold back, but yeah, the university be on some bullshit. It really does. And as much as I love the education, I got there for the 4 years I was there. Just the fact that for a private college, every year their tuition went up, but their aid went down. Every year there were some new costs that had to do with sports and some bullshit that always never lived up to the expectation because them niggas sucked regardless. Like, you a good fucking basketball team, bro. Like, okay, cool. Like, nigga, like, all right, but we paying out the ass for what? For y'all to pay how much money to try to pay these coaches to go away? Like, and for art, for that dumbass president to get all that money she got when I was still there, and some of the shit she was doing, and some of the racist shit she was allowing. I mean, just the fact that they still had that white homeboy preacher up on there talking that bullshit on the mall for. I remember when I went to school, and that dude, pastor, whatever the fuck his name was on the harassing women. I mean, just the fact that was even allowed to like be a fucking thing was just like abhorrent. I'm sorry, but like there's a fine line between freedom of speech and hate speech, and the fact that he allowed that motherfucker to be up on there spitting that shit for that long before he got punched out like he should have been. You know what I'm saying? And you know, so I there are a lot of instances where I can say, you know, fuck the U of A, and I will say fuck the U of A, but there are a lot of instances where I cannot say fuck the U of A because I learned what I learned. My major was anthropology, and my focus is critical race theory. And I was an Africana minors. I was minoring in Africana studies, but I had a disagreement with one of my professors because she said I plagiarized this paper that I didn't plagiarize. I just knew off tip just because I knew a lot about the Black Panthers, and I cited the work. But yeah, so I got out of that minor, like that. But regardless of I learned a lot, and I met a lot of friends and a lot of people who I hold dear now today, and I would not be who I am if it wasn't for the University of Arizona. So, you know, it's like I appreciate it, but fuck that place. So yeah,
how it gotta be. How it's gotta be.
Right fast. And it was really interesting coming from an outsider's point in, right? Like I've been to Phoenix maybe once or twice before in my life before I'd ever really truly moved to Arizona to go to school at the University of Arizona in Tucson. And the first time I got to Tucson, right, was you know, that day where you come meet in the college and you go sleep in the dorms for a little bit in a week and you meet new people. And it's like in June and July, you know, the pre-shit. So that was my first time coming to Tucson, and I was some more shit, but it was cool. You know, met some cool people. Ended up meeting my like first girlfriend in college there. Yeah. So yeah, I was not a good boyfriend back then. So hey man, 18-year-old Lance was a fucking idiot. But I mean, we won't talk about him. As far as Arizona, right, and coming into Tucson and living in the university bubble for like those first like kind of 2, 3, even like 4-ish years, and really like 2 or 3 years, maybe 3 years, where like my understanding of Tucson was the safe ride boundaries, right?
Okay.
So what I thought about Tucson, like going out to the seasons was far as fuck, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like Park Place Mall, right? Foreign. You know what I'm saying? I lived in Manzimo, so I'm all going down to like a fucking Park and Spring, and that shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's oh my god, like Grant, what? And I remember the moments in which I started like not only interacting with like real Tucsonians, but also like leaving the U of A's bubble and its ideology of how racist and how like bigoted it is toward outside Tucson, towards like, you know, outside of the university and shit like that. And I was like, damn, Tucson is way fucking better than the university ever. You know what I'm saying? As far as a lot of, and I love Tucson for the energy it brings, and that's just it's being in the desert, and the desert's magic, but also the ability to go at your pace and learn your craft and find people who are like-minded that like might move slow as hell, but like, you know, can be an asset to both people and both relationships, and not only like the people, but like the land, like the sun. Like, I mean, I like my whole shift of how I thought about Tucson was flipped on its head, you know, getting outside of that university bubble and getting outside of all that bullshit. And when these people come from Washington, from California, and they come and they like take and they take and they take from this place, and they don't give back, and they don't understand why their experience is so paltry and so whack. It's like you're taking from such a transient area, such a bullshit ass area, where even like the real Tucsonians in a way, you know, are getting priced out, you know, and getting moved over.
Yeah.
And we're losing the history of where, you know, things are going, you know, like how TCC was mostly black and brown, you know what I'm saying? How that was housing and they mowed that shit over and built that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Where like there's a lot. And so it's like when you start to learn the name of the place and you start to learn like the voice of the place and the language of a place is when you start to appreciate and you start to love it. And that's where that's how I feel about Tucson, and I think that's how we should all feel about you know, that's how we should feel about our own culture and how we should feel about our own craft and how we should really feel about each other's when we learn each other's language, right? When we learn each other, we start to love each other and see each other in ourselves. And it sucks that we have to do that sort of like opening up the door, but who else is going to do it if not the people who created that language? You know what I'm saying? And the people who move in that language, because we are born in the language of this culture, right? We are born of the language of hip hop. We are born of the language of indigenous rights. We are born of the language of the land. Like this is ours. Like we are born of having power in our skin, having power in our color, power through the sun, power through the earth, the food we eat, the air we breathe. You know what I'm saying? Like there's power in that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're all on different levels of this shit, but the levels aren't necessarily levels like this. They're just differences of origin of space and time and place and circumstance. You know what I'm saying? But if we start to learn each other's language, that is where the understanding comes, and it comes as micro as a relationship. You know what I'm saying? As with a partner, or as macro as a relationship with the people, and how we can unite and speak to each other. You know, on a place of wisdom and love. So
love that. I love that a lot.
Tucson taught me that. Tucson taught me that, and you know, I forgot that shit a lot of it when I moved to LA. You know? And I think a lot of the solitude, I think a lot of shit that's happened to me in the past, like, you know, months in like my personal life and professionally and just in life in general with all of us, you know, shit just, it starts to click, you know, it starts to click. That and the shrooms, man. Shout out to the shrooms.
We hear you.
No, microdose, please, y'all, because life is too fucking short to be mad every day. It really is. It really is. Stress kills us.
Definitely does. Yo, Lando, I want to know like your craziest like tour story.
Tour stories. Shit. I think one of the craziest tour stories. One of the fun damn. Oh, man. there are a bunch. A lot have to do with like, shout out to Lasso. Yeah, man. If that isn't a person who is the reason why I even exist as a musician, other than those people who I named before. Shout out to Sam Smith, shout out to you know, shout out to the OGs. But Lasso, man, that man is a savior. And so I think we've had some fun on tour where it's just been us driving around. One of the funnest tours I think I went on was with me, him, and Chris, Deep Greasy. Shout out to Deep Greasy, our bassist. Shout out to Chris. He also is an integral part. And shout out to Zaya and Jimbo, because they were original drummers in the squad of our Tucson band. And I really want to show them love for always being not only like amazing musicians, but just dope people to work with. So shout out to them. But I'm trying to find like a PC. God. Okay, I do. Okay. Shout out to Lasso, but I'm gonna go to a story from JB and fucking Pike. Yeah. JB and Pike. So I was lucky enough to jump on this tour with the homies JB. JB is this amazing musician, social activist, incredible person from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Out there, you know, shout out to JB, find his music, an incredible person. And I linked up with him through, I think it was through Jiving, through Pike, you know, Fenn and Runt and all them. And I think I went on a tour with JV up to Phoenix, and I met this dude named Metaphorical. Shout out to Metaphorical, and we did a little song together. And I think I kind of proved myself to JB. So he was like, "All right, listen, I can got some." Like he got talent, and he ain't bullshit. Like he's not gonna be like a liability. And so they were like, "Yo, like, do you want to jump on this tour?" It was a Pike and JB tour, and they kind of set it up. So I was just gonna jump on, you know, like, kind of make it like a little Lando thing, a little bit. And shout out to Pike for doing that, because that was a catalyst to. I mean, that was 2015, I believe, and like I was really recording and release, trying to release for Mark Your Son, and that was the whole thing. So I mean, that tour started in Oklahoma, right? So it was me, and I feel like Pike. Yeah, we had to drive out to Oklahoma to meet JB and pick him up.
Okay,
and
from Tucson.
Yeah, from Tucson. Yeah. So it was some driving ass shit. And
yeah, for sure.
It's my first tour. And Pike, man, Pike weird, bro. He liked to drive. He went on. He used to be posted up in that whip, bro. Just like he at home, he listening to music, cooling. I'd be like, man, because he did all damn near all the driving the whole way. So it was cool. He had the tour set up. It was like, you know, Oklahoma, I believe Indiana. Like we went to like Bloomington, went to Louisville, at some pizza place called Spinelli's. We went up to New York, and New York was where this tour started to really get like, oh, like I'm with some cool ass people, and this shit's getting real.
Wow.
Like, I was like, okay, JB on like he's doing his thing, and like, okay, this is how I gotta move. So we're in New York, right? And we're with Pike's homie Chris Cow. I think at the time he worked at the skate shop. I forgot what it was called, but then they was taking pictures for him, and he would get free merch and stuff. Wow. And so we stayed at different people's houses. So I think JB stayed at Chris Cow. JB and Pike stayed at Chris's spot. Well, I stayed at this dude's spot called his name was called Hannibal King. Shout out to Hannibal King, actually, because a really inspirational record that when I recently took shrooms, I got transported back to New York, and I was listening to that record, and so I've been playing that record nonstop. Wow. Yeah. Shout out to Hannibal King. Check him out. So I was staying in Queens, and they were staying like up there in Brooklyn and shit. So we had to find our way, you know, to each other and whatnot. But Chris had this in with Vans where like he gave me some like free swag and shit. I was like, oh, okay, damn. Okay. You know, like I'm chilling with these dudes, you know, Hannibal King and Bub Styles. I don't know if you know who that was, but I was chilling with them and watching them record, and I'm like, damn, like I got this vinyl from Hannibal King, man. I'm glad. I'm glad this shit, man. Like, and it's summertime New York, so summertime New York is different. It's like like I go back with them shrooms, man, and I'm trying to get back there. Like it is warm, inviting. There, it's like electric. The air is electric. It's like it is nothing. It reminds you so much of Chicago, but so different that it's like, man, I gotta go back there. And so like we're walking around, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Like one day we're in Static Selecta's fucking house. First, wait, hold on. Yep. So so JB had a song with Static like back in the day, and like we had to go meet him at this fucking Italian restaurant. And this kid is sitting there with like his fucking cronies and shit, bald ass, big ass, like Italian white dudes, bro. Fucking just eating mozzarella off a fucking plate, like a big ass pizza mozzarella. What? And like, it's like, yo, I'm not even kidding you. I'm not even lying. Like we got out the whip, and then we walked over to the restaurant. And then like it was crazy because they were like, yo, let's go to the studio. And they were like, oh yeah, wait, we gotta stop and get some liquor on the way. And my dumb ass, I'm like, yeah, like we gotta get some booze, man. I'm in there buying booze and shit. JB looking at me like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, chill out, little nigga. Like,
right.
The professionals, you can do Liddy, Twisty McGee, like, chill it out. And I'm like, and so like, man, like we go to Static Selecta's crib, and like we're there in his like little studio, and we're listening to JB's verse, and he's like telling him this and that, and I'm like snapping pictures of him and fucking Joey Badass on Fouling. He got a little picture. Yeah, I got a little picture of Static Selecta and Joey Badass in this little picture. Yeah, don't tell him that because he
Okay,
probably
definitely won't.
why you took that picture. I'll tell you that. Actually, allegedly, I allegedly took
Okay,
that.
allegedly he had pictures.
Yeah, allegedly. So I'm in his little studio and shit, like chilling, and like you know one of them slide shits where you like drop your business card in like one of his little stacks and shit. I did that.
Yeah.
Card in a little stack of like papers and shit. Like, yeah, he gonna find that later on. And be like, who's that Lando Chill guy? You know, like, and you know, but I'm lit. Like, remember, I went to the bodega with them, bro. I'm halfway through this gin bottle, man. Like,
sheesh.
Man, a few hours from then, we're at a fucking secret ass show at the House of Vans, which ended up closing. I think a few years ago or whatever. Fucking Pusha T, bro. A secret Pusha T show, and I'm just and that was when Move That Dope was popping. So it was like, yo, nigga, move that dope, nigga, move that dope. Hey, y'all nigga, move that dope. Yeah, hey, yo. It was, and I shit you not. Like, this was my first time in New York. This is my first time ever in New York. Like, we go to Times Square. Like he does like a Sirius XM radio station or some shit, and it's over in Times Square. And me and Pike just roll around Times Square, driving for a fucking hour, waiting for him to be done with the shit. But I'm just so enamored with this shit. I'm just like, we in New York, nigga, we driving around like
wow.
And every time I've gone back to New York in subsequent visits with Lasso, with my ex-partner, and then all sorts of shit. New York has been nothing but love, and so I guess that's the craziest kind of PC tour story.
That's a great story.
But yeah, like I'm a wholesome ass nigga. So, and I be getting high, but yeah, I feel like that was an incredible time.
No wonder why you go back on the shrooms.
Yo, I will never forget just what JB, what Pike, what a lot of these people just gave me as far as experience, as far as memories, and like I'm high a lot, and I suppress memories, and I suppress like trauma and shit. So a lot of stuff doesn't like come up when it comes to life. I kind of just move forward, kind of like a dog. You know, shit happens to me, 7 seconds is gone, and that's not necessarily a good thing. So like processing things is tough for me. So like shrooms definitely help me relate and kind of go back and like be able to process trauma and process myself and memories. And it was a memory, and I took like 4.5 grams on New Year's Eve, and it was like, man, that was where I was at for like part of it was in the summertime New York, remembering where, and I got to perform I got to perform before JB in a lot of these spaces. So like it wasn't like I was on tour just being a fucking
just being there, right?
Chilling. No, like we played at the Flat in Williamsburg before that shit closed down. You know, like places where they don't exist anymore. Like
exactly.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's said very often to anybody, but like, thank you. I don't think any of us say it very often. But I can't wait till like I'm like we're all on a platform that's bigger than this, so we can continue to give flowers. You know what I'm saying? To the people who really put us on, and not even like just put us on, like got because the music got me the deal, you know, but the knowledge of being able to self-release my project, the people who were behind me, like Pike, shout to Run Fenn. I don't really fuck with Fenn anymore like that. I've talked to him forever since the Tom shit happened, and I feel like I fuck with Run, but I just haven't talked to him in a while. Those are people who really put me on game, like me paying 25 fucking bucks an hour or a session with Fenn to go record my first fucking projects and then record for Mike Your Son. You can hear this shit every time you listen to those tracks. Like Fenn, you can hear him like Fenn on the boards. Like fucking Pike on the bed. Pike over there, Mike on the. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. It's deeper than a lot of this petty shit. I feel like might be going on or whatever the fuck's going on, or I don't know what's happening. I'm not tapped into any shit, and I'm glad I'm not, and I will continue to not be tapped in because it's all love.
Right.
It's life, and it's something in which, you know, I really need to lead by example, you know, and I feel like there are people leading by example there, and you know, I feel like we will continue to be, and we will continue to try to be the dominant voice that will hold not only us accountable, but our homies and like our the people around us accountable, and we'll and continue, just because, man, like there's a lot of self-work, like I feel like a lot of us have to do regardless of where we are, you know, in different facets. And like, let's not get twisted. I am not fucking perfect. No one is fucking perfect, but I am not perfect. But I think there is power and awareness and a power to having the tools and finding the tools to try to like unpack this shit, you know? Like I just started going to therapy like months ago.
Wow.
You know, for the first time. I never like I never really had access to it, but also like I never like thought like I'm a strong ass dude. Like I use music as my muse, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Really, I was using my partners as like projection of where I was feeling in trauma in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The music is a muse, right? Bullshit. That's some patriarchy bullshit we like to tell ourselves on some real. Like, you know, you don't have to be in trauma or project or like take shit out on people to like create good art. That's not like man, come on, we ain't got to do it.
Exactly.
Like artists in general, like we don't have to do it. Like we can be better. I promise we can. We can use our pain to impart shit, but like letting that shit affect us and the people around us, nah. Can't be on that part.
Exactly. Yo, first off, congratulations on taking that huge step of, you know, seeking help and talking to somebody. That's huge.
Oh shit, man. It's a stigma that I feel like it's still prevalent, especially within the Black community and with us Black men, you know. So I feel like just being honest about it, you know, is something that is needed. Like it's needed, and being real about it, because you know I am lucky enough to have that access due to my job. Like it's like I wouldn't be able to do this shit if I didn't work for whoever I work for. So you know, it like I am in a minority, but like that doesn't mean that there aren't resources.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean that there aren't like people in your corner. You know what I'm saying? That it doesn't mean that there aren't things in which, you know, you can explore for self-medication that aren't vices that you can do with people who like, you know, like for me it's shrooms. You know, for me it really is like being able to tap into my heart space, being able to tap into like my mind and get past repression. Like I need to be able to go to like the deepest part of me, and like shrooms allow that, you know. And that's like microdosing, you know, a gram a day for a few days, or whether that's like taking like a big trip, you know, like it's really how you process and how you do it. Because you know, now I do it in my little crib, my little I put on my music, you know, I have my intention, I know what I want to think about, what I kind of want to focus on, and you know, I go into it, whether that's me crying, whether that's me laughing, whether that's me, you know, going outside, smoking, and just looking at the stars, you know, watching the cars go by, thinking. Like that's how I process, and that's I guess that's how I help process. Because we all can be fucked up all the time to process, and let's not get that twisted. In life, there's a balance, so you know, know the balance.
Definitely true. I like that.
You know, hey, they're tools. There are a lot of tools at our disposal. In a way, knowledge stops us from having access, and then access, as far as monetary or you know, proximity, you know, really stop that as well. So each one teach one, y'all. When it comes to mental health, when it comes to you know, resources. Whether that be nonprofit or the psilocybin kind, like each one teach one, and that's where we have to like kind of you know, that's a Black thing. So I mean, like let's move that on to like being an everybody thing,
right?
You know,
exactly.
So
I feel that a lot. Yo, Lando, before we let you go, man, I have to have Daniela ask the most famous question here on Takeover Lounge. So I'll let her take that away.
oh, most famous question. Oh dear.
Mhm. So, if you could pick any superpower or be any superhero, which would it be?
I think if I had to be a superhero, it I would stick with the Marvel universe just because I feel like even though some of their characters aren't as quote unquote like diverse or maybe even complex, I do enjoy that universe a lot better. If I had to narrow it down, there's something about X-Men
Oh,
that I have always fucked with, and maybe that's a metaphor for racism or bigotry or xenophobia as far as like mutants and humans
right.
and that kind of dichotomy. And so I always enjoyed like telekinesis. Like that shit's super fun. Right? Like
Mhm.
and not even like just telekinesis, but just the ability to have, and not like on some Professor X shit, but on some Jean Grey shit,
Okay.
like the Phoenix fire, like the
Yep.
Phoenix where Jean Grey turned into the Phoenix and shit.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Yep.
that kind of like that edge of power where like it's like it's so powerful it destroys you in a way.
Ooh,
And I think maybe that's like the sort of martyr complex I have. Maybe that's just like sort of the ego as
uh,
far as like the Aquarius of me. But I always was really fascinated with her powers, just because they were always talked about as like so powerful, but like so subdued. And I always felt like I was so powerful, and I am powerful, but I subdue it in a way in which is at the detriment of me. And at a lot of times, I have subdued myself in life, whether that be like academically, whether that be like because of the people around me, And so, yeah, if I had to have powers, I'd have, the Jean Grey Phoenix Force powers.
I like
But
that.
yeah, but my favorite was Nightcrawler.
Okay.
So second, yeah, some about
Mm.
black nigga with acrobatics to be popping in and out and sword fight with his tail, man. That shit cool as hell.
No cap.
So
That really is.
yeah, but yeah, Jean Grey, yeah. I mean, like imagine one of the most powerful X-Men and like on some hidden shit, man. Like
Thanks.
yeah, and that's deep. That's deep because a lot of people don't really fuck with X-Men like that,
Definitely.
So I had to go way back.
Yeah, you did. I'm about to have to go ahead and rewatch those real quick. You know what I'm saying? Or even
Yo,
read the
Yeah.
comics. I
bro,
mean,
X-Men animated series got the weirdest fucking intro. What is that? Do
dude,
do do do. Some weird shit.
facts. Yo, Lando, we really appreciate you being on the show, man. It was an honor. New single dropping January 26th. What was that called?
Mhm.
Shit. Yeah, new
No
single dropping
King.
January 26th. It's called No Kings.
No
Produced
King.
by Calvin Valentine. Look out for new Lando Chill every month. Culminating in maybe something later this summer.
Ooh,
So look out for that. There might be some visuals dropping
sheesh.
within the next couple months. Shout out to the OG Ben
Mm.
Montemayor who directed my first video ever, Stay
Wow.
Gold. Yeah, and
Wow.
yes, bringing it back. And then there might be some ancillary stuff dropping
Ooh.
as far as yeah. So I am a little exclusive before I dip. I'm sort of creating this collective, and I don't necessarily know if it's more so like a mind collective or like an actual collective where we meet or whatnot. Just because
Right.
I'm not that kind of person to set up meetings. I'm just really like, yeah, hey, I came on the motherfucking show. I had to set an alarm. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's kind of thing I need to work on as self, just because I can be really hippie like with my shit and time and space and shit. So regardless of which, when this becomes what it becomes, there will definitely be people a part of the team who are more on it than I am when it comes to that type of shit. But it's gonna be called Make Space. So yeah. So Lando Chill Make Space. So the idea, right fast before I go, is being able to, there's intersectionality, right? I'm Black, I'm a man. There are different intersectionalities that people like don't know about, like my background, my sexuality, like a lot of stuff that like doesn't have to do with anything but what you see right now, right? So like I'm Black and I'm a man, and so the intersectionalities have two different kinds of I guess privileges or quote unquote, I guess backfalls or of being in this white supremacist system. So like the privilege I have as a man allows me to do things, but then I have my privilege as far as being Black, allowing for certain things but disallowing for a lot of other things. But my privilege as a man allows me a lot of space and time, right? So me as a man, I am allowed a lot of space and time to create, let alone have a platform. And so the idea of Make Space is to, like what I was talking about earlier, trying to, in a way, create a door, open it, and then get the fuck out the way. And so whether that is being a part of it, whether that's just creating a framework and then letting the sort of the movers and shakers of the framework, queer women, trans, non-binary, and this is like later on when I actually have some capital and whatnot. Right now, this is just an idea that's turning into a playlist and a writing workshop that I want to put on over Zoom that focuses on poetry and songwriting. And so so that's the start of it. So it's gonna be called Lando Chill Make Space. I'm dropping the inaugural little Make Space playlist on my birthday, January 26th as well. So it'll just be like a mix of music I'm listening to, and you can submit your own music as well if it's available on any of those streaming sites like Spotify or Apple Music once I grab Apple Music. So
definitely.
Just really trying to create like make space, like we like, as our privilege, we have the ability to make space and just like create a platform where people and ideas that don't have the normal breadth of being even seen as valid, let alone having the time and space to be shared, have that space and time. And so whether that is creating it and then letting it run itself or hand in hand, I don't know. I don't yet know, but that's something I'm working on. And whoever's listening, as far as Fonz, the OG, as far as anyone who would love to collaborate with me, lando.chill.com. I mean lando.chill@gmail.com.
There you go.
Is my email address. You got me on phone number if y'all know me like that. If not, hit me up through email. And less DMs, less fucking Twitter DMs and shit. Like, don't hit me up on there. Like,
Thanks.
just I'm trying to cut that shit out.
Okay.
That's just ridiculous, regardless. Anyway, but yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at. LandoBenChill.com too, if you want to check out any of the new shit dropping.
Love it.
And yo, man, I appreciate the space and time. Yo, both of y'all.
We appreciate you, man. Oh my God.
Both y'all are incredible. Y'all give a lot of time and breath and a lot of access and space and time for us artists, from either from Tucson or people who like rep Tucson and like, I'm not from Tucson, but I always say this, I was born in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? I was born and raised in Chicago, but Tucson, but I grew up in Tucson, so
Love it.
Leave it with that. Shout out to the 520.
Perfect. Yo, that was amazing. Yo, Lando Chill, man. I gotta say, I love watching all your interviews doing throughout the week, prepping for this interview. I mean, you're so easy to listen to. Your stories are awesome. Your knowledge is impeccable. Oh my gosh. I had the honor to interview you, man. And it's great to be able to do that and to actually be here with you, whether it's virtually. I feel like the energy is just there, you know what I mean? And I love it. And we can't wait to see what 2021 brings for you and even more for the collective and for your family and all that good health and all that other stuff, man. We appreciate it. And don't forget to follow us at the Takeover Lounge on Instagram, Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitch. We're on everything. And we have a Patreon, by the way. If you want to support the cause and the Takeover Lounge, go ahead, go to Patreon, look up Takeover Lounge. You'll be able to sign up and have monthly incentives for paying and helping us with our platform. And we appreciate it so much. And yo, Lando Chill, you be easy, man. And we are out of here.
Hey, y'all be easy. Hey, stay blessed, Tucson. Stay gold.